Hey, what's up? How you doing? How is everybody out there? Well, or should I say,
Hello, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to my channel. It's me, MrBeast.
I scared the shit out of my cat right now just to do that for you guys. I feel so bad. That's right, today we're talking about Mr. Beast. Oh boy, grab a seat, grab a snack, maybe even grab a therapist, because today we're going deep. We're talking about Jimmy Donaldson, aka Mr. Beast, aka the guy who single-handedly broken every human being's relationship with money, hope, and the concept of dignity. And look, I like Mr. Beast videos, okay? I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I haven't watched a guy eat 100 hot dogs for 50 grand, okay? I have multiple times at like 2 a.m. you know, when I'm supposed to work at 6 a.m. You know what I'm saying? It was that time when I thought Mr. Beast was that YouTuber, you know. I did believe in Mr. Beast at a time, you know. There was a time I was like, wow, because he was everything that I wanted YouTubers to be, you know. He was everything that I dreamed of YouTubers ascending to become, just this force in nature that changes the world for good. But boy, was I wrong. Because he's doing all these crazy things, right? He's going around the world changing things, changing people's lives, and it all seems so just like a dream come true, you know what I mean? That's why I believed in Mr. Beast so much. I saw the scale that he was going, and it past PewDiePie, past all these people we know. We didn't think anybody could get to this point. That's why Mr. Beast looks so believable, and he seems so believable in everything that he does, right? You know what I'm saying? Because he's just a human ATM, as they say, but it's not a good thing at all. The more you actually think about what's happening in these videos, the more it starts to feel like something is deeply, profoundly wrong. And nobody's talking about it because the editing is too good and the thumbnails are too loud and in your face and the colors blah. And everything is just makes your brain go, oh, number go up. I want to see this. So we're going to talk about the real issues with Mr. Beast. Let's establish the scale here, because I think people genuinely don't understand how massive this operation is. Mr. Beast isn't a YouTuber anymore, okay? He stopped being a YouTuber around 2019. What he is a media corporation wearing a hoodie. This guy has multiple channels, a chocolate bar company, a ghost kitchen burger chain, a philanthropy operation. His main channel almost has 400 million subscribers, and to put that in perspective, that's more than the entire population of the United States, okay? He's built an audience the size of a country. Do you know what that do you know what that means? And what does this country watch? People suffering for money. I'm being reductive, but like, am I though? Because here's the Mr. Beast video template, and you know it by heart whether you want to or not. You take a group of people, put them through something miserable, physically usually, psychologically, emotionally. Last man standing wins a life-changing sum of money, film everything, profit, that's it. That's the whole thing. And the genius, I mean the genuinely sinister genius, is that the suffering has to be real for it to work. If the people don't actually need the money, the tension evaporates. You need people who are going to cry when they win. You need people who are going to say things like, this is gonna pay my mom's medical bills, and yada yada. Straight into the camera lens, while Jimmy stands next to them grinning in a t-shirt that costs 40 bucks. Shop MrBeast.com. The desperation is not a side effect. The desperation is the product. Money, like the actual philosophical concept of money, is supposed to be a neutral medium of exchange, okay? A shared hallucination we all agree to participate in so that I don't have to trade you 14 chickens for a pair of my leather shoes. It represents value, stored labor, social trust. Mr. Beast takes that concept and just... When you watch someone endure 48 hours in a sensory deprivation tank and then receive a check for $200,000, You're watching the complete abstraction of what money means in a normal human life. Like, your dad worked for 30 years at a job he mildly tolerated, he budgeted, he stressed, he drove the same car for 12 years, and this guy just handed someone $250,000 because they sat in a box long enough. You know, it fundamentally breaks your brain's relationship with scale. And I think this is the scary part. I think it does that on purpose. Because a viewer whose sense of monetary scale is completely shattered is a viewer who keeps watching to see the next impossible number. Oh. Now let's talk about the actual human beings in these videos, because this is where it gets genuinely uncomfortable. These aren't actors, these are real people, and a significant number of them are because they're struggling. MrBeast's casting is brilliant in a really dark way. He finds people who have actual pressing financial need, which means their emotional responses are completely authentic. And authentic emotion is crack for YouTube algorithm. It's like that good. So you've got a single mom who's 3 months behind on rent, standing in a circle with 49 other people, and the game is who can keep their hand on the car the longest. And she's been awake for 22 hours and she's crying and she hasn't eaten a real meal, and Jimmy goes, "Last one with their hand on the car wins, let's go!" And we're all just watching like, and there's something almost ritualistic about it when you look at it that way. Like, we have collectively agreed to watch economically desperate people perform suffering for our entertainment, and we've laundered the guilt of that by making the prize money big enough that it feels charitable. And it's not charity, because charity doesn't have a camera crew. And here is where someone in the comments is already typing, he's literally giving people money, he's helping people, you're just jealous, okay? And to be fair, he is giving people real money, that is true, and maybe I'm a little jealous. Who cares, okay? Yes, he is giving people real money that real people really need, and that is genuinely good on an individual level. I'm not disputing that, but zoom out for a second. The system that creates the desperate people in his videos, the medical debt, the student loans, the wage stagnation, the 3 jobs and I still can't make it rent pipeline, that system is not being challenged by MrBeast. It's being monetized. He's not fixing the leak, he's selling extremely entertaining content about how wet the floor is. And in doing so, he actually makes it harder to fix the leak, because now millions of people have a psychological association between financial desperation and the possibility of a miraculous camera-ready salvation. Hope weaponized for engagement. And we have to talk about the fact that he literally made a Squid Game, like in real life. You know what I'm saying? This guy is Mr. Squid Game. Squid Game in real life, okay? Squid Game, the show, was a critique. It was Hwang Dong-hyuk sitting down and saying, here is what late stage capitalism does to human beings. Here is the logical endpoint of a society where people are so financially desperate that they will risk their lives for money while the wealthy watch for entertainment. It was a warning, and MrBeast watched it and went, sick. He made the free version. He made the real version with real desperate people and called it content, and it got, I want you to really sit with this, it got 990 million views, that Squid Game video. Probably a lot more now, I don't know. The dystopia isn't coming, chat. The dystopia has a subscribe button. Look, I'm not here to tell you MrBeast is a villain twirling his mustache in a vault full of money. I just genuinely think he believes he's doing good. I think he's a guy who found a formula that works and scaled it beyond any reasonable human comprehension, and probably doesn't have a lot of time to sit and think about what it means because he's too busy planning the next video where someone lives in a grocery store for 30 days. But the system that he's created, the machine, that thing is worth examining, because MrBeast has really created a perfect mirror. And when you look into it, you don't see Jimmy Donaldson. Oh no. You see a society that created so much financial desperation that a guy could build a billion-dollar empire just by occasionally relieving a tiny fraction of it on camera for entertainment. Anyway, please like and subscribe.